What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk to y'all about some things that I wish I knew about becoming a fitness content creator and what it entails. I've been getting a lot of questions and DMs about people who want to be fitness content creators, and that's great, and I'm super excited for everybody who wants to pursue this. But there are just a few things that I want y'all to know before you go into it, just to mentally prepare yourself for it and just be ready to commit to these things. So without further ado, let's get right into it. One of the first things that I want to talk about, and this might seem a little bit obvious, is that content creation is a lot of work and could potentially be a financial investment. So as a fitness content creator, obviously you're bringing your camera to the gym, your tripod to the gym, and you're recording. I don't think people realize how much additional time it takes to record your workouts, to take out your tripod, set up your camera, making sure your cameras are charged, making sure your mic is charged, making sure you have your SD card, making sure you have enough storage. These are all things that you need to consider before you go into the gym. And then when you get to the gym, not only do you need to overcome the anxiety or, worry of recording in a gym, but you also need to pick the right angles. You need to go at an hour where there's enough space for you to prop up your camera, and you just overall need to build that confidence. So it's going to add additional time to your actual workout sessions. And then outside of that, it takes a lot of time to edit that content as well. And not only do you want to do that, but you need to do that on a consistent basis. Like, forget what the algorithm favors. If you're not consistent and you're only posting, once a month, people are like, let's say one of your videos goes viral and now you have a following. Having a following isn't everything. You need to be consistent. You need to be engaging. People want to follow you because they know you, they're keeping up with you, they're invested. So posting consistently, aside from caring about what the algorithm wants, is so important just to build a community and have followers who are engaged with you. They want to see you, they want to see what you're up to. So it requires a lot of nonstop work. You're recording, editing on a regular basis. So that's one thing to be prepared for, is that it is a commitment. Like, yes, you can get started and be, not committed, but if you really want to grow and really be committed to it, that's something that you really need to stick to and be disciplined with. The second thing that I wish I knew going into this is having a clearer version of my why. Like, why do I want to make content? Do I want to represent South Asians? Do I want to represent Muslims? Do I want to be entertaining with my dub? Do I just want a sponsorship? Do I just want as many brand deals as possible? Am I just trying to make money so I can quit my 9 to 5? You have to recognize your why, and you have to incorporate that into your recording and editing. So you have to know exactly what your intention is when you're recording and when you're editing your videos. So for instance, when I record my mic'd up, I personally care about seeing my lifts and how the reps look, but I have to understand and accept that my audience may just want to be entertained. So when I edit my mic'd up content, for example, I'm not showing every single rep, even though I personally want to see every single rep. I'm just trying to edit around the words that are being said because I know that's what my audience wants to see. But I also do wish to create a community, and in particular represent South Asians. So I also like to incorporate my identity into my content, and I also like to make, more isolated videos that describe my goal as a South Asian content creator. The third piece of advice that I have to offer, and as corny as it sounds, and people say this all the time, it's really just being true to yourself. People are following you for you. They're not following you because you're like somebody else. They're following, like I said earlier, they're invested in who you are, what your story is, what are you providing to them on a consistent basis. So everything kind of goes all together. I remember when I first started making content, I look at old videos, I'm like, oh my God, like, what was I doing? Like, this content is trash. And I used to be upset saying like, oh, the algorithm doesn't want people of color to do well. They don't want X, they don't want this. I used to see people like Liana Deeb, Annalise Cruz, all the big athletes. They would post their workouts with music in the background, and it would be in sync with the music. And they had a platform with it. And I tried to do the same. I kind of tried to copy that, be like, oh, okay, this is what it takes to be a fitness content creator. Over time, I started to do my mic'd up and tried to do a little bit different content, and that really allowed me to show who I am. And what I'm realizing, people just like me for me. They like me for my sense of humor. They think I'm super strong. and it's more engaging content. People get to know who I am, whereas if you just see a person working out with music in the background, it's like, what do I really know about this person? And as someone who personally isn't showing their body for the sake of, credentials when it comes to fitness content creation, it's like it's in my favor, or it is necessary to show my personality, because like I'm not showing my body. Like, there are some influencers where they just flex their abs and their shoulders and people are gonna ask for their workout. For me personally, that's not something that I can do or I'm willing to do. So I've just had to rely more so on my personality and who I am and what my values are in being Muslim, to kind of keep me going. Ever since I've, started to show my personality a bit more, I've definitely felt as though my community is a lot stronger. One of my goals is to, have like a South Asian community, or just a community in general. And I found that to be a lot stronger once people got to know who I am. Like, I remember when I started to first post mic'd up content, people would comment and say, "Oh my God, I didn't know you were so funny." I'm just like, how do you not know? Like, this is just who I am. So I'll definitely say that my audience is more engaged because they know who I am, they know how I think, they know what my sense of humor is like. So our interaction is much more genuine, rather than, "Hey guys, you're gonna do shoulder press 4x12, you're gonna do this exercise 3x8. So it's a lot more connected in that regard. The fourth piece of advice I would give to anyone who's starting to make content is to just start. This is probably another one of those corny things that you don't want to hear, but I'll look at old content and, like I said earlier, it was trash. Like, it was so trash, but at the end of the day, if I did not build that, kind of ability to edit, learn how to edit efficiently, learn how to use TikTok, CapCut, Instagram, I would not be where I am today. Everything has become more efficient because I started earlier. I've learned where to place my camera at the gym. I've learned how to become comfortable recording in the gym, being mic'd up in the gym. You establish a lot for yourself, and it's also like you build momentum for yourself. When I said one of the most important things is consistency, you just have to start, because then you're just waiting for your content to be perfect. Content creation is definitely an art, and it's definitely a learning process. So the only thing that you're doing by waiting until your content is perfect or great is you're inhibiting yourself. You're just waiting for what? And I to this day, I still don't consider my content to be perfect. Like, it's constantly in development. So the sooner you get started, the better, for sure. The last piece of advice that I have to offer is something that I actually came across in another YouTube video, and it's a little bit of tough love, but it would be to stop worrying about what the algorithm wants and just worry about creating quality content. I watched a YouTube video and the title was literally just like, "The algorithm doesn't suck, your videos do." And I watched it, and it was just essentially saying, like, you're constantly worried about what hashtags to use, what trending sounds to use. But at the end of the day, if your content is entertaining, you're gonna have a consistent audience. And I think that's what people really need to focus on. If you're realizing that the content you're putting out consistently isn't doing well, then you need to reflect inward. Like, stop blaming the algorithm. Like, actually look at your content. And this is something that I've done in the past. You have to realize when you edit your video and you're watching it, no one is going to be as interested as you are, and I'm so sorry to tell you that. And I'll watch my videos, I'm like, "Oh my God, like, this lift was amazing, I'm so strong, I love watching this." You have to recognize, and this goes back to my point about knowing your why. You have to know why your viewers are there, and make your content accordingly. So if I showed my 12 reps with the bar, and I'm invested to make sure my setup is looking good, but who's to say my audience is gonna sit there and watch 12 reps? They don't care. They want something that's entertaining. And it hurts to hear sometimes, but people don't care as much as you do. 100% of the time, you're going to be the most invested in your own videos. So keep that in mind, and when you watch your content back, be very critical. Is this piece of content helpful? Is it entertaining? Or is it achieving the goal that you set out to achieve? At the end of the day, you need to have higher quality content. And that doesn't necessarily mean, spend $2,000 on a camera so you get quality, or, you need better visuals, or you need better effects. It's, are you achieving your why? Are you editing in an effective way? And how is your audience receiving that? If you're putting out similar content and it's not doing well, you know, it's gonna hurt your ego a bit, but a lot of content creation requires you to go back on your ego and say, is this really good, or do I just love myself? You gotta ask yourself those questions. I would give those pieces of advice to someone who's looking to create content. It's definitely not easy. It's a lot of work. It requires consistency, but you can definitely do it. All you need to do is be committed and know your why and enjoy the process. I think I've learned that with the gym as well. Like, stop being so, oh, I don't have this many followers, so I'm not. Get rid of that. You're showing up for yourself, you're achieving your goals little by little, and that's what matters at the end of the day. Just be consistent, put the work in, know your why, and be adaptive. A lot of this requires grit and having thick skin, so get ready for that. Get ready for accepting that people aren't going to be invested in your content as much as you are, unless you give them what they want and you make it entertaining. If you found this video to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have any questions, comments, or video suggestions, please leave those down below in the comment section. As always, thank you so much for tuning into my channel, and thank you all for your continued support. Bye! Today I'm going to talk to y'all about my experience. That's not what I'm talking about. Cut. What am I talking about? If you have any questions, comments, or video suggestions, please leave it down below. And so one of the first, golly. If you found, those are the 5 things that I wish I knew before becoming a can I speak English? Content creator that I would give to those that I would give those pieces. If you found this video to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I said that so weird.